welcome.
Okay, just a moment, please. The PPT already shared.
So the topic that we are going to share today is concerning the psychosocial and educational characteristics of children with special needs. So just be there. Can you go to another slide? So before we begin anything, let's go to the definition of what special needs education is. When we talk about special needs education, it's the education, the educational arrangements that are put in place for children with special needs. However, not all the children with disabilities have got special educational needs. I think you understand there. We can continue. Now, as one way of looking at the characteristics, social, psychosocial characteristics and the educational characteristics of these special needs learners, we are going to first look at the major types of special needs education. So the major types, we have the first one as physical. This physical is the one which deals with the muscular dystrophy. We can also talk of epilepsy. We can also talk of cerebral palsy. In this category, when we are talking about physical disability, we talk about special needs disability in any condition that prevents a child to do his normal, to have normal body movement and body control. So the second type is developmental. So this type of developmental deals with the category of people like autism, Down syndrome, Fragile X syndrome. Developmental disability are generally detected early as it affects the individual's what? Physical, cognitive, as well as emotional development. And this has got an impact in their ability to perform daily tasks. They cannot perform their daily tasks well. So they can also have problems to communicate, and they also have problems with interacting with one another. The third major type of special needs education is behavioral or emotional category. In this one, we have children with attention deficit disorder, ADD. We also have children with polarized. We also have children with oppositional defiant disorder, ODD. When we talk about behavioral or emotional type, behavioral or emotional type disability has many characteristics, which include inability to build or maintain interpersonal relationships, inability to learn, feelings of depression, anxiety, hyperactive, and many more. So those learners who have got behavioral or emotional type, they belong to these characteristics. The fourth one is sensory. Sorry, I have a network problem. So I was talking about sensory impaired, that this sensory impaired type deals with those children who has got hearing and visual impairments. So sensory impairment disabilities are when one of the senses, that is the sight, the hearing, the smell, the touch, and spatial awareness, is not at the average level of functioning. So learners might have difficulties in hearing as well as visual, as well as seeing. Can we go to the next slide, please? Some other types of learners with special needs, we have specific learning disability, health impairments, autism spectrum disorder, emotional disturbance, speech or language impairment, orthopedic impairment, intellectual disability, traumatic brain injury. We also have multiple disabilities. That is, one can have both disabilities like being deaf or being blind. So we call that multiple disability. So these are some of the other types of children with special needs. Next. Now, what are some of the characteristics of these children with special needs in general? So in general, those children with special needs have got some characteristics like this. They can have difficulty with reading as well as writing. For them to read or to write, it's a problem because some of their parts of the body do not function well. They also have, because due to their disability, due to their type of disability, they also have problems with mathematics or skills. They also have problems with remembering things. You tell him a thing in a minute, in 2-3 minutes, he has forgotten. They also have problems in paying attention. They don't pay attention. They don't stay at one place. The moment you are teaching them, they can be moving around. They cannot attend to whatever you're saying. So they can just be going around. Another one is trouble following the directions. You cannot give them the directions and they follow the directions correctly. They miss the directions. Another one is difficulty with concepts related to time. They do not do their things on time just because of their what? Their special need. Another one is problem in staying organized. They cannot be organized. If they cannot if they cannot do something on time, so they cannot be organized. They do not maybe know what to take to school. They do not know what to wear, or they do not know when the class is starting. So they have problems in staying organized. They also have an impulsive behavior. So these are some of the general characteristics. We can go to the next slide. We can move to the next slide, please. So we also have some other characteristics of controlling behavior problems. Now, these are the children, these are the students with behavior problems. One, they have a disruptiveness behavior. They always cause disturbance or interruptions in the classroom. Since they cannot follow the instructions, so they cause problems in the classroom situation. Another one is that they are non-compliance. They don't comply. They refuse to comply to the rules or orders that have been given by the classroom teacher, even the orders that they are supposed to take from maybe class monitors or anyone in the class. So they are non-compliance. Another one is that they are inattention. There are difficulties staying focused or engaged in a lesson. You cannot say that you are beginning a lesson and they understand the introduction to the lesson. The moment you are introducing the lesson, they are doing other things. The moment you are developing the lesson, they are doing other things. The moment you are evaluating the lesson, they are doing other things. So they have difficulty in staying focused or engaged in a lesson. And another characteristics is there is hyperactivity. These learners with special needs, Not all of them, but some, because due to their type of disability, they have excess movement or restlessness. They can be just moving, or even if the teacher tries to control them, they are not controllable. They are just hyperactive. Another one is that those with behavior problems, they are defiance. They openly resist or refuse to obey the authorities. They don't fear. Even the class teacher, they cannot fear. Even the principal, they don't fear. It's not them, but it's because of the disability that they have. Can we proceed to the next slide? We are continuing with the behavior problem. Another one is they're aggressive. These learners with special needs, according to their type of disability, they are also aggressive. So they can produce physical or they can demonstrate physical or verbal aggression towards peers or teachers. Sometimes the teachers can even fear them. So if you fear a student, you cannot teach him. So it's difficult to handle these learners. And they are also disrespect. They don't respect. They don't respect the teachers. They don't respect the peers. They don't respect the school property. So they don't even respect their homes, their parents. So it's very difficult. Another one is that they are distractible. They are distractibility. They easily get sidetracked or diverted from the task. They are easily distracted by a minor thing. Someone opens the door, they are distracted. Someone drop a thing, they are distracted. They cannot learn well. Another one is that they are impulsivity, acting without thinking, leading to inappropriate behaviors. So when they are acting on something, they don't even think, they just do it the way they want it. Another characteristics is that they have a withdrawal behavior. So they can withdraw from class activity or social interactions. You can give them an assignment, they withdraw. You can they are supposed to chat with their friends, or if it's a game, they cannot do a game. They are always withdrawing. So that's the characteristics. Can you continue? Another characteristic of these emotional or behavior problems, they are disorganized. They cannot be organized. They struggle with the organization of their own things, time, management, planning, everything. They also lack, there is lack of self-regulation. So they are difficult for them to control their what? Their emotions. They cannot even control if they are sad. They can easily cry. So they have outbursts or meltdowns. So these characteristics can vary from disability to disability. Some of the disabilities are severe, while others are not severe. So it depends. So it's up to the teachers to support them, and not only the teachers, but also the parents, even the guardians, and even those who escort them to school. They are supposed to help these learners. Can we proceed? Yes, we can proceed to the next slide. So we are continuing with the characteristics. So identifying these special needs learners sometimes can be difficult, because some of the problems, like the behavior or emotions, some they are not related to special needs education. They are just making it up, but others they are real. So some more characteristics are as follows. One, they have delay in development. So if a child is not reaching their milestone at the same time as their peers, it may indicate a developmental delay. For example, a learner who is at least 6 years old is supposed to be in, for example, here in Malawi, this particular learner is supposed to be at least in grade 1. But you find that that learner is 6 years, is in grade 1, but he cannot follow what other learners are doing. So in so doing, you can see that that particular learner has got a problem because at his age or at her age, he's supposed to follow the directions as his friends are following, but this one is not doing, which means this one has got a delayed what? Development. For example, if a child is not speaking in short sentence by 2 years or not walking by their first birthday, this is also a problem. So this child is in this category of whereby has got a delay in development. This is also another characteristics or how you can identify a child with special needs. Can we proceed? Let's proceed, please. Another characteristic is communication difficulties. Learners with special needs, most of them have got problems with communication depending on the type. So children with special needs may have trouble communicating with others. This could mean that they have difficulty in speaking. So sometimes they may use gestures instead of using what? Instead of using words, instead of expressing themselves through speaking. They may also have a big struggle to understand what others are saying according to their disability. So it's difficult to communicate even in a classroom situation. So it's difficult to communicate to them or to be given a task to do. Yeah, let's proceed. There's also a problem with attention and concentrating challenges. So you can identify a child with special needs by looking at their attention and concentration duration. So children with attention deficit, hyperactive disorder, and other learning disabilities often have trouble paying attention and staying focused. They may be easily distracted, forgetful, or have trouble in completing tasks. So in this category, they are also difficult to teach because the moment you give them an assignment to do, they cannot what? They cannot listen. So as they cannot listen, as they have the short attention plan, they cannot concentrate on the activity that they have been given. So it's difficult to work with this type of learners. And proceed. We also have those with physical challenges. You can identify learners with special needs by their physical being. So children with physical disabilities may have trouble with fine motor skills, such as, for example, holding a pencil or using some utensils, or with gross motor skills, such as walking or running. So they may have trouble with the balance or coordination. So they really need the teacher to help them in handling some of these things. Let's proceed. And another category is social and emotional challenge. You can also identify learners with special needs education due to these things like social and emotional challenges. They are emotional. They don't behave the way others are behaving. So children with special needs may have trouble making friends. You can find at some point in time they're just alone at school. They don't have even a friend. And sometimes even if they have those friends, the friends might run away from them just because of their what? Their behavior. They have problems in following the rules or expressing their emotions in an appropriate way. They can express the emotions in a way that you cannot even like it. So they may also have trouble with self-regulation and may be easily frustrated and overwhelmed. So these are some of the characteristics of social and emotional, on social and emotional. I think reaching this far, we have talked much on the characteristics, so psychosocial and the educational characteristics of children with special needs. And this marks the end of the presentation. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, for our participant, if you have any questions for the speaker, please add them to the chat or you can raise your hand. First question, we have question from Mr. Abdullah. Um, how do various psychosocial factors such as family dynamic and relationship influence the educational outcome of children with special needs, and what strategy can educator employ to address this factor effectively within an inclusive classroom setting? The question already right in the room chat also, Miss. Thank you.
I can't hear you.
Uh,
Hello?
may-
Yeah, I
yeah.
can't hear you.
Maybe you can read the question in Zoom chat, Miss. This is visible or no?
I can't understand what you are saying.
The question already read in the room chat, Miss.
Hello?
Hello?
I can't get you. Are you asking a question?
Yes,
What's the question?
already read in the room chat.
You are not audible, madam.
Um, this the voice is clearly.
It's
Hello?
unfortunate that I can't hear you and I cannot take your question.
You can hear my voice.
I can hear your voice, but I cannot get what you are asking.
Okay, I will repeat again. How do various psychosocial factors, such as family dynamic and peer relationship, influence the educational outcome of children with special needs? And what strategy can educator employ to address this factor effectively within an inclusive classroom setting? Thank you. If it's still already read the question in Zoom chat also, Miss.
Okay, if you're asking how these children can be assisted better, then I can say that these children with special needs education, they can be assisted better if they are taught they are taught by the specialist teachers, and not being taught by specialist teachers, if they can be given at least some time. Because if you are talking about someone who is having a behavioral problem, this behavior can be changed, can be minimized, depending on the way the teacher is handling the students. So it depends the way the teachers handle the students. Because you cannot say that because this one has got a behavioral problem, then I will not attend to him. Then it's something else. Then the teacher is supposed to adjust his way of interacting with these learners.
Okay, thank you for answering. And then the second question,
Yes.
yeah, can you explain how different I'm sorry, can you explain how different educational strategy can be tailored to support the unique psychosocial and educational need of children with special needs, and what role does collaboration between educator, parents, and specialists play in this process? Thank you.
Still, I cannot get what you're saying. Can you say that again?
Can you explain how different educational strategy can be tailored to support the unique psychosocial and educational needs of children with special needs, and what role does collaboration between educator, parents, and specialists play in this process? The question already read in the room chat also, Miss.
The question is already where?
Read in the room chat.
However, I don't really understand the question, but as a government or as institutions, we are supposed to empower the parents of the children. So as we empower the parents of the children, they help in the education of they help in the education of their students. Because if we don't empower them, if we don't talk to them, then it will be a problem because we can identify these characteristics first from from the parents. So if you know the characteristics from the parents, then you'll be able to assist these learners with the materials which can be tailor-made for them.
Okay, thank you for answering. I think it's very clear answer from Professor. Yeah. Thank you for answering. I think it's very clear answer from Professor. Okay. Yeah. Before I close this, I guess no one else asking again, Miss. Before I close this event, for all participants, please open your camera. I will take a picture on the count of 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. Again, another 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your cooperation. Finally, we come to the end of this lecture today. We would like to thank you for Miss Grace for the wonderful information and sharing your knowledge. We hope this information will be beneficial for all participants. At least we hope to have a collaboration in the future with them, EST John the Baptist University, Malawi. The physical lecture for today and here. We hope to see you soon. Thank you and have a nice day.
Yeah, thank you so much.